you mind if I talk about your birthday?
I don't.
Quiet, please.
I'll give away your mother's maiden name and your pet's names and your
Yes, that'd be
social
great.
security as well.
In 4,
And the number 6.
3, 2.
The Terrible Company presents a truly dreadful podcast. This is Nonsense episode number 2. I'm Jeff Parker.
And I'm CJ Little.
This is our take on the week's business, tech, and entertainment headlines. And I'm eating birthday cake while I do this. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, sir.
Wow, it's your palindrome birthday.
22nd birthday.
Congratulations on that. You're fooling everyone.
I'm presuming our 3 listeners can't do math.
This week we are looking at the PC load letter, the last pass hack, a flock of nerds, corks, diamonds, and errata from our first episode, and finally a lack of sense.
This entire episode could be an errata from our first episode.
By the way, just because you can do 66 minutes doesn't mean you should.
You should, yes, exactly. The feedback has been clear from all of our friends. 66 minutes is about 30 minutes too long.
Right. Well,
My one...
hopefully we'll tighten that up a little bit this week, but we're gonna use a little bit of extra time because we're gonna have to talk about this water coming down from the sky in California, which has been absolutely crazy.
Super confusing to me.
We went from a complete drought to just like torrential rain. It's the dance of the sugar plum cyclones.
The atmospheric river is upon us.
I think my aunt set up in Ione, they had tornado watches.
That's crazy.
Tornado warnings.
Kansas?
Yeah. No. California.
Oh, in California.
California.
Oh, I had no idea.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Almost 12 inches of rain in San Francisco. That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
34 million people in California under flood watch, which means that 90% of California is under flood watch, which means that 10% of the U.S. population is under flood watch.
Yeah, it's currently underwater.
President Biden declared California a state of emergency on Monday, and Tuesday in Chatsworth, 4 people were trapped in a sinkhole. It's my worst nightmare.
We're going to find some happy stories.
It's the earth ingesting you.
I know. That's terrible.
Fortunately, they got out and they were safe and all that.
Did you see was it this past summer in Israel, like a pool opened up while people were in it?
No.
And swallowed a guy?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Like a pool opened.
Absolutely horrifying.
I'm not kidding. The bottom of the pool opened up and a guy went, and I'm pretty sure he succumbed. Like, not good.
Oh, like
went down like a
100-foot
chasm, was never seen again.
And you thought my stories were dark.
I know. Wow, what have I done?
This just took a really...
I'm trying to make your stories
terrible
warmer by bringing up the...
I got a happy story.
Okay.
The M&Ms have new packaging.
Yes, go on.
It's all female and it's upside down.
Why is it upside down?
To celebrate women everywhere who are flipping the status quo.
I like it.
And Mars said a portion of the profits will go to organizations that are uplifting and empowering women.
I like any M&M without a nut in it.
Yeah, you're nuts. You're crazy.
No, they're terrible.
Get out.
Why do you put a peanut inside a nut?
Because it's
an M&M?
absolutely delicious.
No.
I like peanuts. Do you like peanuts generally?
Peanuts? No. Peanuts and I are fickle.
Wow.
Yeah, hit and miss.
You like almonds?
Yeah.
Brazil nuts? Cashews?
Cashews, yes. Pistachios, yes.
Pistachios are good.
Is this an intervention?
Oh, they should do M&Ms with pistachios inside.
It's just salt.
Yeah, exactly.
Chocolate
that
on
would
salt.
Be
yeah.
Great. For the 4th time in as many years, Mega Millions had a $1 billion lottery yesterday.
I did not win it, which is what I would tell you even if I did win it.
Exactly. I was just going to say I won't tell you. I will neither confirm
no way
nor
to know.
deny
Exactly.
my $1 billion lottery winnings.
However, my gold Bentley outside.
The grand prize of $1.1 billion with a cash option of $568 million is the 3rd largest in Mega Millions history.
So my thought on this is they should do this like Brewster's Millions. So,
How so?
When you win $568 million, you have to spend $50 million of it in the first 30 days
in order
to get the rest.
Just to prove that you can do it.
Well, not just that you can do it, but so that you remember the movie with Richard Pryor?
John Candy?
No, Richard Pryor. Brewster's Millions.
Okay.
No?
I don't remember.
Oh, what a great film.
But that's actually a remake.
It is?
Yeah.
I didn't
There's
know
a
that.
Brewster's Millions before that.
With whom?
I don't remember. You know way more about movies than I will ever know.
That is not true.
But I think most people are better off taking the yearly payout.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're just going to spend it all at once.
Which seems like you're not. How am I going to spend $1.1 billion? For most people, that's going to seem like an endless amount of money. Every relative you've ever had, every relative you never actually truly had, every Facebook friend, everybody's going to ask for money, and you're going to want to be Mr. Generous.
Sure.
Because who wouldn't?
Never tell them.
And it is not an endless amount of money.
No. It is finite, as it turns out.
It is finite. Even $1.1 billion is finite. First of all, you're going to lose half of it to Uncle Sam.
Yep.
So already you're in the poorhouse.
Yep.
$500 million.
What am I going to do with this $280 million?
Exactly. There are parts of California you can live in with that.
You can buy a nice condo.
You can lean
in
to
Beverly Hills.
a starter
I'm sure.
home.
Yeah, a starter home. A fixer-upper.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Odds of winning that lottery were 1 in 303 million. By the way, I don't know if anybody won it or not. Do you?
I don't.
Apple stock hit a 52-week low from $179 to $124.
Still a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember when they came out with the Apple Pencil that you plugged into the bottom of a tablet?
No.
So the first Apple Pencil had a little lightning plug on it, and the way you charged it is you plugged it into the bottom of your tablet. So it was like sticking out.
I don't use a stylus or
which just told me that anybody hits it, it's going to break. And at that moment, I was like, they're fucking off their rocker. I want to short the shit out of them.
Well, it's a. Oh,
and
you're going to short them over a stylus?
And I didn't. And it's good that I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
The lightning connector makes me crazy in general.
It's
a flat paddle you're putting into it, and every time you move it, you're making its little hole bigger.
We're still talking about a connector, right?
I know.
I'm so confused.
It does seem a little bit like
The lightning connector had to exist because nobody else was doing anything about it. There was no good USB standard. Now that it's USB-C, I can't get rid of lightning fast enough.
I have USB-C on my phone, and I don't think I've used it once.
Really? Yeah. All like magnetic or
wireless?
Wireless charging?
My phone charges from 0 to 80% in something like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's insane. And by the way, mine is positively out of date. It's slow. There's a Xiaomi that in under 10 minutes goes from 0 to 100%.
Yeah. And gets to
what happens to the chemistry in
120 degrees
battery?
Celsius.
Exactly. You've got to be. You're contributing to global warming with that phone. You have a news item.
You remember the Sound Blaster?
Of course.
Sim Wong-Hu, the man behind the Sound Blaster, died this week.
Only
68.
I probably personally made the man his first $1 million.
Did you really?
Just Sound Blasters
everywhere.
Every computer.
The 16, the Sound Blaster 8. Yeah.
I had every single one.
But like before that, you couldn't get sound out of a PC other than the stupid little beepy speaker thing.
No, it was great.
Next to the turbo button.
Absolutely a great piece of technology.
We should bring back turbo buttons, by the way. On phones. Wouldn't that be great? If you had a little turbo button, little switch on the side.
Did it use more power? Why was there a turbo button?
No, I actually know the answer to this. Do you know the answer? No,
I don't.
So the reason it existed was because you had a bunch of I'm pretty sure this is right, programs and games that would use the CPU clock for timing. So when you press the turbo button off, it went to like a 286 8 megahertz chip speed. So those programs would run correctly. So that
I literally never took mine out of turbo.
Why would you?
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
I have no idea why there was even an option.
I was talking to another friend of mine yesterday. He bought the new electric EV Hyundai something, GV60, whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a turbo button.
By the way, there's like
on
20 electric cars coming out.
I know. And they're all better than a Tesla. Send your spam hate mail to me. There's a turbo button on this Hyundai that you can press, and it gives you a boost on the motor from like 140 kilowatts to 180 kilowatts.
Okay.
Right?
But that uses more power. There's a reason to not use that.
Sure, but it makes you go faster. Hooray.
Sure.
But it's only good for 10 seconds. So he's annoyed by this. And I was like, well, dude, why don't you just get like an eccentric on a cam and just every 10.1 one seconds, just have
keep hitting it.
Just keep pushing. Or like one of those little, like the little bird that has a little nose in it that goes down to the water. So yeah, I think we should 3D print those and sell those.
All right.
Until the motors melt.
I didn't mention that we are still outside. For our longtime listeners will know that we do this recording here on my back porch, and so rain could just break out of the sky at any moment. We're clear right now. You can hear birds tweeting. There's no safety that we won't suddenly end up in a downpour.
Washed away.
Exactly. Torrential rain. We had it last night.
Torrential downpour.
Incredible rain last night.
Yes, we did.
All right, let's hit the button, play the music, and go to your first segment.
I am concerned that you don't know what PC load letter is a reference to.
Why are you concerned about that?
I just thought you knew it.
It's a printer error.
Look at that. He got it.
I didn't know that's what it related to for you.
Well, you're going to find out. What do you think?
By the way, what is PC load letter? What is that? What in real life? What does that mean?
I think it means paper cassette.
Right, but PC load letter just means put in more paper in the printer.
Yeah.
Why does it say PC? Can I use Mac
cassette.
paper?
No,
paper cassette. Oh, I had no idea what that meant.
I think it's paper cassette. Load and then letter. You have to put in letters.
It's letter-sized paper.
No, you have to write letters.
Letters to your
to
mother.
People, to your mother. You put them in there.
That's
It wants you to
nice.
load in letters. It just really wants you to write a letter to your mom. That's all it's
lovely.
asking for. Terrible title. PC load letter for this segment.
Yeah.
Here's my question. What should your last checkpoint be? Your ultimate sort of security gate if you wanted to protect $1 billion in liquid assets? Let me ask this a different way. Do you think it should be a printer?
What do you mean? How would a printer protect any assets?
That's my question, right? So as it turns out,
I would buy short-term treasuries. I mean, because I'd buy something that had some sort of,
this is going to make a lot of sense in a couple minutes, I think. As it turns out, the National Bank of Bangladesh did trust a printer to protect ultimately all of their assets.
How did that work?
So this is something I came across recently, and I'm pretty sure that any IT provider or nerd in general will happily tell you about their hate for printers.
Uh-huh.
I feel like you can never get a printer to work correctly, and as soon as it does work, you turn away and it stops so that ink jams or something terrible. In 2016, there's a printer in a high security room on the 10th floor of the Bangladesh National Bank, and it stopped working
Okay.
on a Friday. That's important. Just stopped working. Big deal. Guys said they'd get to it later. As it turns out, this was the start of a cyber attack on the National Bank of Bangladesh. Do you know about this story?
I absolutely don't.
Cool. So,
By the way, you put your notes in at 2 a.m. I did not see your
that
notes.
is not true. 1:53 a.m. I was pencils down.
I was sound asleep.
No one's surprised. So this is a cyber attack where they issued, you're going to love this, this is all true, 35 transfer instructions totaling $951 million.
Whoa.
Right? And this was all to the Bangladesh National Bank's account at the Fed in New York, right? The Federal Reserve Bank
Okay,
in
sure,
New York.
sure.
And they used Swift. So there's some great...
Swift, the coding language?
Good try. That would be even better. No,
Swift the bank.
The Swift the banking message routing system. So there's a great podcast I started listening to on this from the BBC called The Lazarus Heist, which talks about this a bit. So $950 million these guys tried to transfer out, and $100 million of it went through.
Whoa.
So, but what's more crazy than that is why the ones that didn't go through.
The printer jammed.
So the printer was ultimately the backup, right? It was the backup where they would just print the log for all of the messages that were going through the Swift system.
Okay.
So once these
It's
guys...
a ledger. It's printing literally
basically it's a
pages of ledgers.
Yeah. So, and messages back and forth in Swift.
Okay.
What's interesting to me about this is the sophistication of the attack was incredible. They presume there were at least one insider involved. After sort of doing the postmortem on this thing, the FBI believes that it was a North Korean hacker group known as the Lazarus Group that ended up coordinating this. But again, what was fascinating was on the attack, of course, they had to shut down effectively this highly secure, not air-gapped system, obviously. It can't be air-gapped because they have to communicate. But they were able to remove all of the protections, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Turn the printer off so that they couldn't see the messages coming back in.
That's sort of.
Because when they put the requests out to the Fed Reserve Bank,
Yeah.
those guys there were like, wait a minute, you're draining your account.
Right.
This seems terrible. Please confirm. They basically sent a message back saying, please confirm.
Yeah.
Well, they never got that message, right? That message came back, went into a log, dev null, and didn't print.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and the best part is they did this on a Friday in Bangladesh. So it was a holiday weekend upcoming. So you had 3 days of break. But because they put it on a Friday, now you've got New York coming around, right? 12 hours-ish behind.
Sure.
And then they've got a holiday, their weekend. So you basically bought 5 days
Wow.
to do this. And
You have to be impressed at the thought that went into that.
yeah, there was some definite planning on this. So what I was really fascinated on, and I just wanted to touch on here, was the stuff that didn't go through. So net, about $81 million went through. Went through and has not been recovered.
Okay.
I think
to this day.
To
has
this
not
day,
been recovered.
To this day. Actually, I think of the 18-ish was recovered. But roughly speaking, it's $50 million that was stolen from the Bangladesh National Bank that they've never gotten back and likely won't. And it's been washed and laundered through a bunch of casinos in Manila. But $20 million,
How do they know where it's been washed?
they traced it. You can follow it all the way through.
incredible.
Yeah. So $20 million that was headed to Sri Lanka was flagged by Deutsche Bank, which was one of the routing banks, because they noticed that the word foundation had been misspelled. They dropped an O, so it was spelled fundation.
Nice.
Right? So that was literally the thing that caught, $20 million. So they're
Sure.
just like, let's confirm. So that part I thought was
The people who forged their vaccination.
yeah, right.
Misspelled Moderna.
Yeah, sure. Or only one C in vaccine. So, but then listen to this. So there were 30 transactions for $850 million that never went through. And the reason they didn't go through, apparently, was because the bank in the Philippines they're trying to transfer them to was located on a street. The name of the street, as most banks are, the name of the street was Jupiter.
Okay.
So the bank's address was just Jupiter. The reason it got flagged was because there was I think it was a boat or some shipping vessel in Iran that was sanctioned whose name was Jupiter.
Okay.
So that's how they got caught, right? And not like it didn't. Yeah, just the fact that the name, they could have picked any other bank on any other street and those probably would have gone through, which to me is kind of petrifying. And I don't know much about Swift. Apparently Swift is the routing system, not the language. Apparently they've beefed it up and made it more secure, but it just shows how fragile that system is, right? Yeah.
Don't you find computers generally to be quite fragile?
I mean, I try to break them all the time.
They literally just barely work.
That is true.
We literally took them to the point where they just work, and then we just haven't gone any farther to make them work.
Nope. You don't want to go too far because then they come back and murder you. So these guys, and this is how I ended up finding this same group, the Lazarus group, was connected to the 2017 WannaCry virus, which was pretty awesome, and we should do a segment on because it was terrible.
Yeah.
And the 2014 Sony Pictures attack.
It's crazy, but it also is like, your systems are really insecure. If
your printer is backing you up, at the end of the day,
you have a problem.
Yeah. That was kind of my point of like, you're using the printer as your backup.
Right. I feel bad for people who get their email hacked. Hillary Clinton's campaign manager got his email hacked. But he was also, if you read the emails, because they're available now, if you read the emails, he was giving out his username and password to tons of people who he needed to check his email. There was no way that was going to stay secure.
Every time in regular life somebody asked me, hey, can you just, some vendor, some school thing for my kid, like just email me, your credit card number. I'm like, no. Just no. And I get a new credit card number about every 18 months because it's lifted from somewhere, and I'm still pretty damn careful. But it's like, just guys, don't do this. Why are you doing
I would
this?
send it to you on Signal.
I'd send it to you GPG'd.
I'm less enamored with GPG.
Why?
Because you have one password for all your messages.
Yeah, okay. Well, not entirely true. You have a key and you can have a passphrase.
Yeah.
So you need
both. But you typically have, the typical duration of that's like 5 years.
I like that Signal gives you a pipe.
You get a different. You still
got to trust the person you send it to at the end point.
Of course.
I feel like if you send it in an encrypted form.
If you could just send it and the other person wouldn't get it, then you could really be secure.
Super secure. I sent it to you at an email address that's not yours.
Exactly. So, but it's
in pieces.
But I'm safe.
Super secure.
I feel good that it's safe.
I mean, I've been around computers long enough. Well, we'll talk about this in passwords. I just feel like write shit on a Post-it note and put it under your keyboard. Like that's probably the safest thing. Yeah. At this point.
My password is just my pet's name, so you'll never be able to crack any of my things.
Password 16.
That's it.
Yep. What a weird name for a dog.
You've met my dog. I have. All right. Should we push the button and move on?
We should push the button.
Let's do it. By the way, happy birthday.
Thanks, man.
I don't know if we mentioned that. Do you use a password manager?
Yes.
Why is that? Why was the yes about an hour long?
Because I do some things that are better than just using a password manager.
Oh, better. We got to hear this.
Yeah. You got a lot of problems, and being steeped in the technology industry, the number of people and products that still store things, not just like poorly, but in plain text, is maddening to me. So I think password managers are great and have their place. For most all products, I use a unique password for that site that's generated off a master password that's then hashed with the whatever the URL or what are the addresses of the product.
Yeah.
And that's been a lovely solution because then, much like using a one-off or one-time pad password, if one's leaked, you don't get access to all my other accounts.
Right.
Which is what happens constantly to people
who you reuse passwords. I mean, anybody reusing passwords is asking
needs to stop.
it.
100%. Like at a minimum,
listener,
please change your Gmail password to something else and something
But
strong.
every password should be unique.
Yes. I also subscribe to the XKCD style of password
which
generation. 4 random words out of the dictionary.
Wow, so you get long passwords.
It's a long password, but I believe it has more entropy than 16 characters or 14 characters of random, 1 through 10, A through Z.
Caps, lowercase,
Can you remember
special
it's
characters.
3 words. Purple monkey
I
dishwasher.
thought you told me it was 4.
4 words. What did I say?
You just said 3 words.
It's 4 words.
Okay, that's harder.
All my secrets.
That's harder.
All my
Harder
secrets.
to remember.
4 words?
Yeah.
Oh no, I said purple monkey dishwasher.
I would do that, but I don't
Flute.
have 4 pets. I just
in
have
a
2.
different order.
Yeah.
Just pets in a different order.
Sure.
It is crazy to me. And every time there's a leak, I love when the people do the analysis on it and show you the most used password. And it'll be like literally
Every year there's a list of the most used passwords.
Or monkey. And I'm
Yeah,
like, how many people are putting monkey? Like who are these people?
How many people are using the password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 or whatever?
Test 1 2 3. I think is always on the
Right.
list. Yeah. Mhm.
Password 4 5 6.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Insane. Okay, so you know LastPass got hacked.
Yes.
They acknowledged
surprised.
late August last year that an unauthorized party gained access to portions of its network through a developer's compromised account, which basically means it was a social hack, right? They
Presumably,
probably got his, login
Or her.
information or her, and determined at the time that no customer data or encrypted password vaults were accessed by the hacker.
Yeah. That there's always an asterisk on that.
Well,
how did you determine that? How did you know?
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
You can't know. The company then admitted a second breach in late November, saying someone used information accessed in the August hack to gain access to certain elements of our customers' information. LastPass insisted the user's passwords remained safely encrypted at the time.
This is why I don't like this sort of implied honeypot that you get with something like LastPass, where everybody's secrets are all in one place.
I don't use a password manager that is a publicly available password manager. I've actually written my own.
Oh, that sounds even way worse.
It's
Infinitely worse.
a lot less talk about, less surface area.
Is it
for
rot
attack.
13? Did you rotate all the characters by
Yes, I
13?
did.
No one will figure this
It's a
out.
Caesar cipher.
Are you going to go forward or backwards? Nobody knows.
You
Huh?
can't,
You can't figure
tell.
this out.
I didn't write the encryption. I'm not an idiot.
Sure.
It's AES 256, and it hashes literally. If you saw how many times it hashed, you would think, dude, this is overkill. This is stupid.
Yeah, but then you get these, like we talked about this last week.
By the way, it's just my information, too.
Sure.
I'm not offering the service to anyone else because...
oh, don't worry. They're going to come get it.
Sure. It's the smallest. You want the smallest. I mean, who's going to take the effort
Yeah, I
to
appreciate
hack
that.
one person's server?
Yeah, sure. I appreciate that. I prefer open standards and other people much smarter than me that have figured it out.
Well, you don't want a password manager that isn't open source.
Yeah, you will. I mean,
That's crazy.
deeper rabbit hole. You don't really want anything that's not open source or anything that you have any
100%.
expectation of security that's not open source. But
Right. Especially things that have to be
man,
secure.
the flame mail we're gonna get from Outlook users for this. Yeah, and I think in this particular case, I mean, I'm not saying questioning, but when someone's like, "Oh, a bunch of my Bitcoin was stolen," I'm like,
That's the class action suit. That's the latest suit. The
Why are
guy's
you keeping
leading
your keys in one place?
the guy's leading the class action suit said that he was ripped off $53,000 worth of Bitcoin
Yep.
by someone who used the private keys. By the way, this was interesting. LastPass said, your actual password data. They have it's basically a blob of encrypted ciphertext that's
Ciphertext, yep.
pure complete nonsense that
Yep.
you can't decode. But they said if you're safe so long as no one knows your password, meaning that and this was shocking, the password directly encrypts the blob of data. That's beyond dangerous. I mean,
They
that's
use a key
insane,
too, right? I think they have a salt as
No.
well. There's no salt?
No,
Oh, that's nuts.
that password literally will decrypt
That's
that
nuts.
blob of data.
Yeah, that's nuts.
The password, which should be hashed, 1,000,000 times before it actually
Bcrypt for the win.
is used for anything. I actually have on mine. I have 3 cycles that are each 300,000 hashings
Yeah.
before the password is used for anything. The one at 300,000 is the one that's saved on your device, in a cookie, so that you don't have to always be logging in.
Yep.
And then the next 300,000 go, and we hold on to that one because that's going to decrypt your blob
Yep.
of your password. 300 more hashes, and we send it to the server where we spin it around a few more times.
Sure.
That's what IDs you to get your blob.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you want to have a lot of layers.
Yes, and what that gives you is it gives you your blob, but it also gives you what your $600,000 key, 600 iteration key.
Yeah.
Yes, will decrypt, which is just the key that decrypts the blob.
Exactly. You won a very small prize.
Yeah.
What I find amusing about this too, this is a bit of a tangent, is when somebody will say like they stole $53,000 worth of Bitcoin. I'm like,
Yes.
Why did you put that into a fiat currency? Oh, crypto bro.
Oh, we got to talk about crypto.
Why don't? Yeah, no, that's a long bit of hate mail.
the
for
U.S.
that one.
dollar is a fiat currency.
Yeah, exactly. But they always convert it. Like no one would be like, "Oh, I lost a BTC," because no one knows what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Like it could be $1, it could be $90,000.
Sure, but that's only because you're looking at it in terms of dollars.
Uh-huh.
A Bitcoin is always one Bitcoin, and if I look at the world in terms of Bitcoin, I can always give you a solid amount of Bitcoin that is.
But 10 years in, they still don't say. They won't be like, "Oh, I lost 3 Bitcoin." They'll always put it in dollars
because that's what most people understand.
And my point has been proven.
Your point has been proven.
That's all I wanted to say.
I do want to say that the reason that the United States currency is different from any other fiat currency, like a cryptocurrency, is that the world's largest payer of debts pays in U.S. dollars.
Yeah.
That gives it an enormous stability. That's a completely different thing than a fiat currency that you just, made up because you were...
Do you think we could pay China in BTC?
Right.
Would they be okay with that?
I'm sure they'd be just
Hey,
fine.
no more dollars. We're going to pay you in BTC.
The whole Bitcoin thing is what, $100 billion? It's tiny.
Relatively speaking.
I mean Bitcoin. I mean the entire cryptocurrency.
Market? I think it's bigger than that now, but still, it's still tiny.
I mean, it can't be very big.
Yeah. Yet.
More crypto bros. You can't pay, country-sized debts with
just keep mining it. You just need a couple more.
If I just had a few more.
Just a few more iterations. You'll be there.
If I could just buy a few more of those things my kid uses on his games, whatever that thing is, the GPU.
Crates. A couple more crates. We should pay our debt in crates. Loot crates. But yeah, no, this last pass was like 25 million people. It was real.
It was
big. A lot of people, yeah.
It was big. So I would not recommend anyone rolls their own password manager unless you're completely a nerd.
Yep.
I certainly wouldn't recommend you do your own encryption or your own hashing.
Definitely not.
Because those things are really hard to get right. You want proven ones.
Yeah.
But I was going to say an open source option might be Bitwarden.
So there's a catch.
Yeah.
So Bitwarden, great idea until you actually implement it.
I haven't used it.
Yeah.
I do know it's open source, and I do know it's networkable, so you can use it on multiple devices.
And I saw your note on this, and I knew that you didn't use it based on your note because you would have never suggested Bitwarden had you known what it sits on top of.
Why is that?
So Bitwarden requires MS SQL to run and Windows.
Oh.
Which is just thinking about putting anything into production like this that requires Windows and MS SQL, it just scrambles my brain.
I'm shocked that that's the case as someone who doesn't use Mac or Windows.
And I love MS SQL. It has its place, don't get me wrong, not for this.
Yeah.
So there is there's a variant that a guy put together that used to be called Bitwarden RS, which is all written in Rust, I believe. That was feature equivalent.
Love Rust.
That will use any SQL provider, MySQL, whatever you want.
Fabulous.
They recently renamed it, I think, to VaultWarden.
I use MariaDB.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, SQL.
He has 3 kids. He has 3 databases.
Yes, he does.
Max, My, and Maria.
And they've put this, so now it's called VaultWarden. So instead of Bitwarden, I would suggest you look at VaultWarden.
All right, let me hit the button. It's your turn.
Hit the button. Block of nerds. So every year, as you well know, hundreds of thousands of nerds flock to Las Vegas for the annual showcase of new and exciting gadgetry.
Still called CES?
Still called CES.
I had no idea.
Remember
is Comdex still a thing?
No, Comdex is gone.
Yeah.
You're a dinosaur.
I am. I am such a dinosaur.
Did we go to Comdex or CES together? I want to say it was CES.
I've been to both many times.
But we went to one together. Remember, a long time ago.
I don't know. I used to go to CES when, not CES, I would go to Comdex when Steve Jobs would do the keynote.
Oh, that's great.
It was really fun.
Like Next Days or Apple Days?
In those days, the ones I remember are Next because he would just blatantly lie to the audience. And the audience just
believed,
clapped like crazy.
Believed, yeah. Well, yeah.
And we were sitting there looking at each other going, I'm in an alternate universe because our computer's done that for 5 years.
Sure. We've had color for a while, Steve.
Exactly.
That's nothing new.
But I loved those keynotes. He's so dramatic and he was so.
Of course.
It was just really good show business.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No. It's a great lead-in because I went through. So CES was this past weekend. I was gonna go. Yeah. I really don't like going. I go mainly to see some people there that I know. I didn't go. I'm glad I didn't go.
Vegas in January is not your favorite place to be?
Vegas in January I'm okay with. Vegas with 400,000 people in it and an hour and a half wait to get an Uber, and just it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, I'd rather just sit at home and walking the floor is terrible.
How's getting rooms now?
I don't know
finally?
post-pandemic, but there's never enough hotels. They just add hotels and they're just full. Like
Right.
It's crazy. So I took a look at 2023 and I was like, what are some of the worst things that were there? Because that always amuses me. And as it turns out,
How did you see if you didn't go?
I used this connection of computers called the interwebs.
Really?
Yes.
You'll have to tell me about that. Maybe we'll do a segment
I searched
on that.
them. I used Alta Vista to find things on the interwebs. That would tell
You
me.
have to tell me when you're going to say things like that so I don't send tea out of my nose.
That was a spit take, folks. That's the first one. Mark it, episode 2, act 4. There's a bunch of terrible, terrible things that they bring to market every year.
Every year.
Turns out it was really hard for me to narrow this list down to a couple that we could talk about quickly. We only have a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So I want to rip through these because I think they're somewhat hysterical. We Things has the name of it is a UScan P
Is We
reading.
Things the same as WeWork? Are they the same people?
I hope not. I mean,
They had a zillion We something companies they were going to
I
start.
think this is We with an I.
This is not Adam Newman.
Why Things.
Oh,
We
okay,
Things. Why Things. So this is a UScan P reading smart toilet puck. Yes. So this is a Wi-Fi puck you put in your toilet, and it'll let's see. The actual quote is: "It provides an immediate snapshot of the body's balance by monitoring and detecting a large variety of biomarkers found in urine."
Wow.
And I immediately got like some Theranos version 2 vibes from that. I was like, I don't know about this.
Theranos, I think.
But of course, that sounds better. The scammy one where they all went to prison. That one. Yeah. Enron. So my biggest question for this, and clearly other people jumped on this long before I did, is where does this data go, right? Because this is kind of terrible.
Back to their servers where they collate and
when you don't know who
they
they're going to give it
supposedly
to.
anonymize it, and by that I mean they personalize it.
Yeah,
Sure.
They anonymize it to you.
Sure.
By
the way, this is a bigger version of that. When they test the storage tanks on the airplanes from people using the restroom, and there's like 100% incidence of COVID.
Oh yeah. They're doing this now on inbound flights from China to try to get a sense of what COVID rate's like in China,
Right.
which I find fascinating. They're testing the wastewater.
Well, it's
for
like
it.
100% on the plane.
As it turns out, they all taste terrible.
Okay.
That's a long way to go for that joke. That was a long way to go.
Sure.
I just buckled up and went for it. These tablets, these little pea pucks. What they've said is they'll store the data indefinitely, and if subpoenaed by law enforcement, right?
Of course they will.
They'll comply. Which I'm looking at the current state of affairs we have in the U.S.
So now they know whatever drugs you've taken. They know. Sure. They know a lot about you.
Yeah, or maybe like I don't know if your menstrual cycle stopped.
Right.
That could be bad.
They know.
And then all of a sudden starts up again and hasn't been 9 months.
Right.
And you're in a state where that's not allowed.
I don't get a menstrual cycle much anymore. That's
you
how
went
old
through
I am.
menopause.
Yeah. No, I have.
Yeah, I understand. I've seen the beard. But doesn't that sound kind of terrible? Like
It's horrible.
That's probably not
It's
data you
horrible.
want to be putting out there. So the
Right.
EFF jumped on this, and I was like, this one sounds terrible. We got a couple more here.
EFF's a great organization, by the way.
Of course, yeah. You should donate money to them if you don't already.
I do.
I do. There was a Disney-backed robot called, I think it's pronounced the Miko, M-I-K-O.
What does it do?
It claims to, quote, keep kids engaged. But it uses facial recognition, and its camera is allowed to analyze children's moods and map elements of your home.
Oh, my.
So you're like a Roomba that knows your kids.
Yes.
Which, on
By
the
way,
surface...
was it true that Roomba actually did map your home and
does
send
map
it
your
back?
home.
It doesn't map
does.
and send it
It
back to the
doesn't.
server? I mean, it like was giving,
Well, I don't know where they send it, but I presume they send it
doesn't
back
stay
to the
local,
server.
right?
I doubt it stays local.
Right.
Highly doubt it stays local. Room mapping is kind of cool, by the
But
way.
also, who cares what the layout of your house looks like?
Yeah. I mean, until they know where I keep all my cougarants. Figure out my gold cougarants are in the corner. And
I didn't know the Roomba could detect
well,
that.
I've always noticed when I'm putting in the comm to the safe, the Roomba comes out and looks at me, which I
right?
thought was weird. And I'm
Turns
like,
its head a little sideways.
everything's
so you can get a
clean.
better
It's just
squints.
It asks me to move.
Sure.
Quote, get out of the light is what it says to me. I'm like, I'm just trying to get my
Those Roombas
cougarants.
really are amazing.
They really are
I
amazing.
wish they were better at cleaning.
Yeah, right. The little taser on it tells me to move. Yeah, so that one creeped me out a little bit. One of my favorites was the Ember Travel Mug 2 Plus.
Okay, I have
Wait
no
for
idea
it.
what that is.
It's a smartphone-enabled insulated coffee mug.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got a battery to keep your coffee warm. It supports Find My Device, so that when you lose it, you can find it using your iPhone. It's $200.
it's in the dishwasher getting destroyed.
And this is the best. I think this is the iFixit guys who quoted this. During a teardown, a saw was required to cut the cup open to access the battery. So it's not serviceable, right? And this, I think it was the same guy whose quote was, "We've kind of figured out thermoses. Like they work for a very long time. You don't need a $200 mug. It's going to last a year and a half till the battery cycles out.
I can buy 10 $20 amazing vacuum, double wall thermoses
that'll last your entire lifetime for $200. So that one I thought was
awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of fantastic. And the last one that I really enjoyed the quote more than the product. The product, it sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah,
it's the Neutrogena Skin Stacks. So
actually put out by the Neutrogena company.
I believe so. It's got the name on it.
Okay.
You take a like a phone-based selfie, and then somehow through magic they turn this into vitamin recommendations, and it's a monthly subscription, $50. So this quote I read from the Public Interest Research Group. This guy Nathan Proctor said, "Now I know some of you are familiar with $50 gummies, but instead of letting you escape the dread caused by late-stage capitalism for a few hours, these gummies unfortunately have the opposite effect. They're just multivitamins. The impact of health supplements are unregulated and notoriously sketchy, so it takes a special kind of achievement for the Skin Stacks to make a product that is so ridiculous that it stands out in a marketplace that is so notoriously scammy."
Well, how do you know theirs is not scammy?
That's the point. He's saying like these things are just like there's no way these things are actually doing anything.
My doctor actually tells me not to take a multivitamin.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Your body produces vitamins by itself.
So don't stop that, basically.
So don't let that shut down.
My doctor tells me to get spayed or neutered.
Push the button. Let's play some music. By the way, I don't know if we've mentioned it, but happy birthday.
Thank you. It's still my birthday.
It's the CJ birthday episode. There are certain kinds of technology that we create and absolutely fall in love with, and don't let go. Don't get rid of it.
Betamax.
It's
Microsoft Zoom.
Cruft that I'm thinking a little more long term than that, but yes, it's cruft that should have been thrown away long ago.
Sure.
And this came up when we went to dinner with some friends a few nights ago. And they ordered a very expensive bottle of wine. Now, very expensive is relative.
Sure.
$1,500 bottle of wine.
Sure.
And the lovely man brought the wine, and he, took the cork out, and he poured the little sample, and they smelled it. And this is a wine they drink a lot.
Sure.
And apparently the wine to them something was wrong with the wine.
Tasted like socks.
I didn't taste it. It's
corked.
Know. And it's not. Yeah, it's corked. It's exactly the problem.
Yeah, we've made something better than cork. It's not the 1700s.
This is entirely my point.
For sure.
The fact that you buy wine and it still has tree bark to keep the air from getting in. And by the way, it's not to keep the water from coming out. The wine from coming out. The wine doesn't come out. The problem is air goes in. Molecules of air go in.
Yeah.
Why are we still using cork?
It's a great question. And very timely, because just this past week, as you know, it's my birthday.
I heard that.
Yep. And I had some friends in from out of town. My friend Troy, who was one of our 3 listeners, he's listened to the show. He tells me like 5 or 6 times. He just keeps listening to it. He really enjoys it that much.
Ooh, don't do that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I told him. But I was sharing one of my 2 favorite bottles of whiskey with him, which I have mistakenly...
It comes with a cork?
Yeah, they're corked, but I've been storing them laid down. So
which is the right way to store them.
Not for whiskey, it turns out.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why? What's this? Tell me about this.
It ruins the cork and it leaks through. So it's all leaked through the cork, top of the cork, because the cork doesn't reseal.
So you get whiskey on your counter?
No, well, first of all, you get whiskey that's evaporating, which is not good.
Yeah, of course. The
and then you get a cork that is basically the consistency of butter, and you can't get it out.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've got 2 bottles that are you can't really get.
I'm telling you, I'm preaching to the world the twist top.
Right? Absolutely.
And we've only had the twist top for
50 years.
50 years. What are we waiting for?
It's coming around. 2023 is the year.
This poor restaurant had to eat a $1,500 bottle of wine, which at this particular restaurant, they can probably, I'm sure, afford that.
Sure.
But many restaurants, that would be a big deal.
Yeah.
So really, this is on, in wine, in the case of wine anyway, this is on the restaurant.
Yeah.
Stop ordering cases of wine that comes with cork in it.
Yeah.
It's time to move on.
They've got the little synthetic looking cork thing. It looks just like, if you want it to look like cork, it's apparently just fine.
Twist top.
Twist top.
You can put that twist top right back on, and you can. By the way, this is an aside, but have you
this
ever
whole show is an aside.
Yes. Have you ever had wine that came out of a box?
I have. I don't admit it, but I have.
And how was it?
I don't remember.
It's because they don't start out with great wine because of the
towards
idea.
the tail of the night, I think.
Yeah. I personally, I don't even like wine. It gives me a headache at this age. There's nothing about it that's pleasant. But it's grape juice gone bad. You know, you sip the wine and everybody says, "Oh, there's overtones of chocolate, chocolate and you know,
Same
blueberries, raspberry, or whatever." And it's absolutely,
it all tastes like fire until you convince yourself otherwise.
You know what you can get to quicker?
Yeah,
have some actual chocolate and some
blueberries.
berries. Some blueberries, whatever.
Weird. Yeah.
The two things that I taste the most in wine, if I take a sip of wine and I really think about it for not even a second, quinine and steer poo. Because those are the most pronounced flavors.
How do you have those as reference points in your brain?
Well, I know what they smell like, and that's what wine smells like, because that's how they make grapes. That's when they grow grapes. Of course, those.
It's like your loud uncle at Thanksgiving. You just try to not hear him.
You just ignore him. But I'm gonna make a pitch here for the box wine.
Yeah,
it's a superior way to store 100%, wine.
I totally agree.
They're starting with bad wine just because that's who always does the new technology. But the fact that it's got a plastic bladder inside that is not introducing any air to the wine, it's a superior method of storing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you seen the little like juice boxes of wine? I think they have them at the Bowl.
No.
It's like a juice box, but it's wine. Which
That's
I think
funny.
it's not the same, but it's a little mini box wine.
Well, that doesn't displace.
No, yeah, exactly.
In a bladder. That's actually different than the box.
You can drink it on the way to school.
But it's it's a small enough quantity. This is a problem with the restaurants who are serving wine by the glass.
Yeah.
Because now they're storing that bottle for how long before the bottle gets used up?
Well, the good ones have those little nitrogen systems, so they put the thing in, keeps the nitrogen float on top.
It's an enormous amount of work.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's absolutely
plumbing bullshit.
When you see the thing to inject the nitrogen, it's just like, dude.
Yeah, wine is a very touchy and deep subject.
All right, let's hit the button, and we'll come back and we'll do errata. Our long-term listeners will know that occasionally we make mistakes.
What?
And
you're talking about you.
And they send them in to us and let us know where we've messed up.
God, you people are so angry, by the way, with the email.
The last episode, we had a couple of errors, and we'll just go very quickly because they're not worth camping out on. But I will say that the arm extension, the Go-Go Gadget arm extension, you said was a tibia extension. Tibia is a bone in your leg.
Was the joke still funny?
Yes.
The joke was still funny. We just move along.
The arm bones are the humerus, the ulna, and the radius.
I'm sorry. I'm sure the joke would have killed much better had I said radius. Your radius extensions.
I said that the WNBA season was about half of an NBA season.
Yeah, you did.
Which is not true. I mean, it was 32 games. It is now 36 games, which is better, and an NBA season is 82 games.
Do we have accountants writing in? I don't understand.
Yes.
Who's what?
I was a little off on that. It is not half. And Ryan is right. Sue Bird was absolutely amazing.
I'll leave that to you too.
We talked about whose faces were on bills, and I said the rectangles with the ex-presidents, and you corrected me in real time and said that Ben Franklin is on the 100, which is true.
Well, he's not a president yet.
And you asked who was on the $500 bill. It's President William McKinley.
McKinley.
Was on the $500 bill. The Harriet Tubman $20 bill is coming in 2030.
That's awesome.
You could get a Maya Angelou quarter right now.
Didn't know that.
There are 59 individual portraits of people central to the history of the United States depicted on the country's banknotes, including presidents, cabinet members, members of Congress, founding fathers, jurists, and military leaders. In 1929, the United States currency was standardized to include portraits on the bill's front sides.
Are they ever going to be not green?
I think the whole thing's going away.
We're going to make
Sweden, they use less than 3% cash.
Is that true? Wow.
Yeah. I don't even carry cash anymore. I used to always have a...
Is that because in Sweden they have to assemble the cash when they get it from the bank?
It's IKEA
Comes
cash.
with a little chubby looking guy that puts it together.
Is every Sweden joke going to be
100%
flat pack and assembly?
True story. I hope they don't. Well, it doesn't matter if they hear this. True story. My kid's school, I got paired up with a new family.
Yeah.
And they called me and said, "Hey, the new family, a new kid." I was like, "Yeah, great. I'm happy to be the And they're like, "Oh, they're Swedish." I was like, "Oh, great. I'll make some IKEA jokes. It'll be perfect." And they're like, "Please,
I'll
don't do that.
I'll bring over my Allen wrenches.
And then, put this together for me. This is how we haze you. I don't understand how this works. If you want to do something in a pinch, you need cash. It's not going to be Venmo.
Well, yeah. I don't do Venmo.
But
I rarely do Venmo. I literally got Venmo because I hike Runyon Canyon in the morning, in the weekday mornings every morning.
Haven't seen you do it once this week.
And well, it's been
Or last week.
raining like crazy.
Okay, you said every morning.
I'll
You
be out-
didn't say only sunny mornings. You said every morning.
You are correct. I said non-rainy.
Errata
It
next
doesn't-
week.
Yes, errata next week. How did this segment already get so long?
I'm here still.
A guy was selling fruit.
Oh, yeah?
So when I would come down the hill, you could buy a big fruit cup.
Via Venmo?
Yeah, and the
That's
only thing he
great.
took was Venmo, and
That's
so
great.
that's why I got Venmo.
Yeah.
I absolutely love
That's
it.
really funny.
And now the guy never shows up.
No, he
and I
never
still
shows
have
up.
Venmo.
He's got all his Venmo money. And maybe
sure
he's
he
he's the guy that won the Powerball.
I'm
And he's
sure he
just
did.
gone.
But he didn't tell me.
No, he did not tell you.
Kept that to himself. Let's see. The Canadian Health Act in Parliament was passed in 1984
Yeah.
by Monique Began, and I could not remember the name of the person who had passed it. But I do have some data about how much Americans love their healthcare versus how much Canadians love their healthcare. According to Gallup, 72% of Americans say they are dissatisfied with the availability of affordable healthcare, and 50% are dissatisfied with the quality of healthcare.
Sounds about right.
Meanwhile, 3/4 of Canadians are satisfied. 3/4 of Canadians
So
are
it's basically
satisfied
flip-flopped.
with their healthcare system.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the other thing I said was total value of U.S. housing stock. I gave a number, $60 trillion,
Off by a little bit.
which was absolute nonsense. In order to get to the $60 trillion number refers to commercial forms of housing, like apartments, senior citizens complexes. You have to add all of that to get up to $60 trillion.
I think you should get a pass on that one.
The actual number for housing stock that you would buy as an individual would be 43.4 trillion.
Okay.
And that's errata. Do you have any others?
I'm sure we'll find more for next week. Did you know that yesterday was my birthday?
I had heard that. Yes, I don't know. I don't know what indicated.
Just trying
that.
to get in front of it because I knew you were going to say it.
Of course I am. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
I don't know if I mentioned that.
I appreciate that. I'm getting younger every time you say it.
Great.
Do you remember Mike Judge's Office Space?
Never heard of it.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
They project it on a screen.
Yeah.
It was fun. Your favorite character? Who was it?
In Office Space?
Yeah, in Office Space.
Oh boy.
I know you've seen it. You're a nerd.
I have, of course, I've seen it. By the way, it's I think the precursor to the TV show The Office.
The Office, yeah, the
Because
first
you
one.
never really know what they do, just
No.
like in The Office.
Yes.
And even the precursor to the Ricky Gervais, potentially. Let's see, favorite character. I like in Ron Livingston's apartment, there's a wall he talks through to his neighbor. I like the neighbor. That's such a funny idea to me that they just talk clearly through the wall.
Every apartment we ever lived in Hollywood where the wall was paper thin.
You know, I also like, and I was quite surprised she was in the movie. Jennifer Aniston. She'd obviously been on Friends. She was a known quantity, and for some reason she picked this. It's a very small part. She picked this really offbeat movie to be in, and I think it's just a lovely
she's great
choice. Yeah, she's absolutely fantastic.
She has all the pieces of flair.
Correct.
She has many, many, many pieces of flair. Like every TGI Fridays you've ever been to. And do you remember the sort of scam that those guys were pulling?
Or a good agent. I don't
both.
mean to,
Or a bad agent. I don't know.
The scam. The plot of the movie is that they're like getting rounded,
rounding
cents.
up transactions, right?
Right.
Yeah, totally. So this guy apparently was just arrested for this, doing the same thing.
Mike
for
Judd?
his company. No, not Mike Judd. He's rolling around, I presume, in a bunch of gold cougarants currently. So a software engineer for Zulily, stole more than $300,000 from Zulily and their customers by doing basically the same thing.
Wow.
So he overcharged $260,000 of that was from overcharging customers for like 30,000 transactions for shipping, and then just putting the money into his own personal Stripe account.
Wow.
Which is pretty hysterical that this is what this guy did.
By the way, the movie Office Space, they reference some other movie. This is the plot of.
Yeah.
So this is
this is the inception of the inception.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then he drop shipped $40,000 worth of stuff to his house, and a quote female friend he met on a dating site. for like a total of $250. So I'm presuming he went to the catalog, marked shit down to $1,
Yeah.
bought it, and then marked it back up.
Did she wonder why there were packages arriving left and right to her house?
I mean, he must really love her.
And this is stuff he could fence, he could resell?
Well, when they arrested him, they went to his house. There was a bunch of shit still in boxes with the labels on it. So it's not like he tried to return it.
Right.
And I apparently wasn't selling it very fast. I don't even know what they sell. I think they sell like furniture and shit. So what do you like listing an ottoman on Craigslist? But the part that caught my attention was when he turned in his company laptop, the Zulily cybersecurity team discovered a document on his laptop titled the Office Space Project.
That's awesome.
Where he literally detailed this exact plan
by name
and how he's going to steal a bunch of money and route all the production traffic to a Stripe account. And then apparently they said something about he was intending to go live off grid when he got caught, which is literally what it said. Like his plan was he was just going to go disappear into the woods
with a lot of furniture.
Which is what you want when you're surviving out with the bears. You want to have a bunch of furniture.
Give me a bunch of couches.
You don't need solar panels or water. You need couches. So anyway, it caught my interest because this is another example of where the fiction inspires the fact. I feel like the entire crypto market is basically this.
Maybe. It kind of seems like, if you look at the one that just went up in flames.
Sure. FTX.
Yeah. It kind of seems like that was just pure Ponzi. Just all the deposits, they were just literally having a good time and making lots of donations politically, and they were,
we should do an episode on that.
Doing all
no board meetings. That's what struck me in that. They've never had a board meeting.
They never had an audit.
They never had an audit. Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Crazy to me.
And he's trying to pretend, Sam Bankman-Fried, I don't want to pretend I know more about this story than I do, but he's trying to pretend that
he had no idea.
Weren't
his parents like ethics lawyers, corporate ethics lawyers at Stanford?
Yeah, they're not dumb people.
Yeah.
He does not think. He does not.
This isn't a surprise. Yeah.
Crazy. All right. That's the episode.
Thank you for joining us for all this nonsense. A truly dreadful podcast from The Terrible Company. I'm CJ Little.
I'm Jeff Parker.
And if you like this program, then not only is there something wrong with you, but you should follow, download, subscribe, and like all of the things from Spotify or podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Apple, or wherever you get all your daily news.
Fantastic. Or wherever you get your podcasts. Our special thanks to our floor director, Dennis Smith.
Join us every Wednesday morning for more nonsense.
And one more time, because we have barely mentioned it, I don't know if there's been any indication of it. It's your birthday, CJ. Happy birthday.
Raise a glass, you've made it another year. Happy birthday. Have a laugh, crack a smile, even shed a tear. Because it's your birthday. Pop the cork, pour the flute, make a wish, and don't forget to count the candles. Now we celebrate with cheers. Raise your glass to another year. Raise your glass, it's time to have some fun. Happy birthday, yellow cake for another trip around the sun. Because it's your birthday, coffee or tea, cream and sugar. Is it time to open presents? Friends and loved ones gather near. Raise your glass to another year. May come and years may go, but the sun will rise again tomorrow. Raise your glass, I think we've had too much to drink. Happy birthday, one day you're young, and then they say you're aged like wine or tan as leather. Now we face our greatest fear. Raise your glass to another year. Friends and loved ones gather near. Raise your glass to another year.